Ted Cruz supporters and Forever Cruz crew supporters, as well as those of us who are working in the Marty McClendon for Lieutenant Governor campaign, the Bill Bryant campaign, Michael Waite campaign, and so forth and so on. All of us activists who have continued to nonstop to work for our local candidates. This is more important now than ever. That is what we have learned since the Trump debacle that just surfaced this past 24 hours or so. I've been out doorbelling today, and seemed like nobody wants to vote for the president anymore. I mean, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but that's nobody's happy with Hillary. Nobody's happy with Trump. Seems like for the most part, when I'm out doorbelling, maybe it's because I'm doorbelling soft Dems and soft Republicans here. So soft Republicans and soft Democrats, they're not happy with either one of them. From what I saw today out doorbelling, and Trump came up, not by me, but by them several times. So one thing we have learned since the Trump debacle is our grassroots, local, down ballot, statewide candidate efforts are more important than ever. I mean, we've been saying that for months, that this presidential election, I've always said, it's over for us Washingtonians. It really is. Because, generally speaking, every election in our lifetime, except for Reagan, our state went with the Democrats anyway. So what we got to do is we got to stay focused on the down ballot and help those soft Democrats and soft Republicans to stay focused on the down ballot. I was out doorbelling, and I had one couple who's independent who registered themselves recently as Democrats because they were ticked off at Trump. And I'm not advocating this, okay? I'm not throwing stones at the guy. I'm really not. I don't have a dog, in this race. I just, like most of you. But, I told them, I said, I understand, I understand what you're saying. And we still have a state campaign. I mean, most of our services come from state and local governments anyway. So you don't have to vote for president. I told, if you don't want to vote for either one of them, fine, leave them blank. But as long as we get the right people in at the state and local level, that's where most of our taxation, regulation, and services come from anyway. So, I told them, take heart. We have good candidates. We have good candidates running for statewide and local offices. We have a really good guy in Bill Bryant, and really, really good guy in Marty McClendon. Bill Bryant running for governor, Marty McClendon running for lieutenant governor. Our Pierce County judges like Tom Quinlan and Grant Blinn, for instance. And then we have the Supreme Court. The three that we love. For the Supreme Court, we have Michael Waite running for treasurer. We have Kim Wyman for Secretary of State, Mark Malosha for auditor. I mean, it's these are great opportunities. We got to keep Jesse Lee Young in the House, and Larry Sequist is running. He's running a tight race against Jesse, and as a matter of fact, it's even more important now that we support Jesse, because the Trump thing may actually eat away at his support a little bit if we don't get boots on the ground knocking on their doors there in Gig Harbor in the 26th legislative district, as well as Western Tacoma. We got to, I was knocking his door, and I told them, I said, they were saying they wanted to keep Jay Inslee they want to keep Jay Inslee as governor, and they were saying, well, we'll keep them both, as in governor and lieutenant governor. And I said, well, lieutenant governor, the current moderate Democrat for lieutenant governor is retiring. He's outgoing. He's not serving another term. He said, "Oh, really?" And then I handed him the Marty flyer, and I said, "This is a really good guy." And they told me they were afraid the government was going outside the Constitution. People that were set on my sheet, they were Democrats. They were actually independents. I said, guess what? Marty's your guy. Marty is your guy. He's a really good guy, really nice guy. He's a constitutionalist, and he's very smart. He's yet very humble and likable. And I told him, I said, as opposed to the opponent Cyrus Habib, I said he got the current your current lieutenant governor Brad Owen sent a scathing letter to Habib, telling him, hey, you shouldn't be making promises you can't keep because they're outside the scope of your job, and maybe you should go back to the Senate and get some more experience. And they're like, really? We should look that up. And I said, yeah, Google it. I said, Google Brad Owen letter or Brad Owen Cyrus Habib. I said, it'll come right up. And he said, oh, okay. Go, yeah, we'll consider voting for Marty then. Yeah, okay. He's like, I told him the good things that Marty's got, according to their, their concerns. Their concerns was the Constitution. I said, he is a constitutionalist. He's a conservative Christian constitutionalist and want to keep government inside the Constitution. And it happened to be, as a matter of fact, that the wife is direct descendant of someone who fought in the Revolution. I said, you should join the Daughters of the American Revolution. And she, she admitted she was not a member. I said, you should join. That's a really good outfit. And we had a really good conversation, and I mean, longer than it should have, but just trying to, this is one of many doors I've knocked on today that where they didn't like either of the presidential candidates, but I was able to talk to them about Bill Bryant and Marty McClendon. There was one guy that said he wasn't going to vote at all. He just disconnected himself. And I said, is that because of the presidential? He said, yes, because of the presidential. I said, I don't like any of them. And I said, you know what? I totally understand what you're saying. And, you have every right not, to not vote for either one of them. But, we have some really good people in the down ballot, governor and lieutenant governor and our local representatives. I mean, we got some really good people here that we got to get in place. And if we get the right people in place on the local and state level, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. The president can only do so much. And he asked me how Bill Bryant and Marty were on taxes. And I said, oh, well, as a matter of fact, they are both against income tax. They're both against carbon tax. And they were like, oh, good. He was, okay, all right. And he said, okay, I'll vote for them. And I gave him the literature. And so it just goes to show that even though this big debacle, this big mess, and I'm not happy about it, okay? I'm not glad that Trump has stumbled here. I'm not glad at all. Even though we're cruisers here, he is the Republican nominee, and I'm not happy about that. But, he's not my guy, and he's not, most of us, he's not our guy. But I'm still not happy about it because it's not good for the rest of the Republicans that are running. It's not good for the state. It's not good for the country. But having said that, because we don't want Hillary in either, but having said that, we still have to focus on our down ballot because therein lies opportunity. And now more than ever, people are getting cynical. And so it takes people like you and I to go reach out to them, especially